little bit of a misconception as to what that means when people say jack of all trades. Because when you think about it, when you're talking about a craft, right? Like carpentry, for example, right? If you talk to someone who is a carpenter and a plumber and a roofer and a mechanic and whatever, you can probably be sure that he can probably do the job, but he's probably not a master at all of them, right? So it is actually very true that a jack of all trades is a master of none, right?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because as true as that is, I started to realize that that really only applies to the domain of craft, not so much in the domain of ideas, right? It can apply in the domain of ideas, but ideas are more fluid. And so both myself and others who are multidisciplinary, we found that we could actually dominate several domains in the role of in the sense of ideas that interplay with each other really well, and that's actually where insights derive from and innovations derive from. And so the way Archimedes would do it is he played with all these multiple domains. That's actually why there hasn't been a lot of like super impressive breakthroughs in like science like there was in a few years back, right? There's been leaps, but there hasn't been like giant leaps like there used to be humongous leaps in understanding. And part of the reason I think is because the theorist and the engineer were the same person at one time.
Oh.
You see, now everyone's so specialized that they don't share information anymore sometimes. So everyone creates silos where they're separated. So it's basically intellectual distancing as opposed to social distancing. So they're so super specialized in their field that they're not talking to the people in the other fields. And so there's actually several places right now in science where the answer to a question in this field has already been discovered in this other field, and it's been around for 10 years. And this field is still looking for it. Oh, and there's several instances that I plan on talking about some of those in the podcast. And some of us know about those things because some of those are starting to be used for certain technologies that are coming out to do certain things. One of them is clean energy, which we haven't talked about yet. We'll talk about that. And the reason why that's possible is because they use a mentality like Archimedes. And the effects that has is what I call the Archimedes Effect. Oh, so that's kind of ties it all together. So it's a multidisciplinary approach to problem solving that basically deals with multiple domains of ideas in order to find the interconnected structures, to basically filter out things that are viable and interplay within each different realm, and then you can extract insights from there to create innovations. Something like that.
There you go.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that. Yeah, my podcast is not that elaborate. I just want to sit around and just talk nonsense. No,